In this video, we talk about what to do when your partner dances way above your level. What's up, gang? It's Brian B.
And Miss Megan.
With our Frustration Fridays, where we cover a frustrating, tricky, difficult topic of West Coast swing and other dances. And this one came in, via email?
Yeah.
Via email. And it was, what do I do when my partner dances significantly above my level? And I think that in general, this probably happens, if we use the 80-20 principle, more to the followers, where the leaders are dragging them through some things that they're uncomfortable with. And we came up with 3 ways that you can deal with this. There's 3 ways, and only one of them is really effective. Number 1, you can hold on for dear life. Not the best choice. Number 2, you can get better really fast. Fairly impractical. Number 3 is...
you can tell them that you're not at that level.
Yeah, so I think, and I'll let Megan talk about this a little bit more specifically, but I think communicating right up front, I think it's a great thing for me as a leader. It's awesome when someone comes up and says, hey, I'm new, right? Mm-hmm. I've been dancing for 2 months. That gives me an idea of where they should be. And so I can start very, very new, and then I can level it up as needed, right, to keep the dancer comfortable. But from your standpoint, what do you think about?
Yeah, so it's very easy for anyone to ask someone to dance at dances and whatnot, and not know what level they're dancing at. So on one point of view, as a leader, leading things from a more basic perspective, like making sure your partner can turn before you do lots of turns, or making sure they know a whip before you do other more extensive whips and stuff like that, is a good plan. But as a follower, if your leader is starting to lead you in stuff that you just don't know what it is, or you don't know how to do it, I would just say something during the dance, say, hey, I'm so sorry, I didn't know what that was. I'm still learning and I'm just a beginner.
Yeah, so I think if you are having this struggle, right, you kind of know in your mind what's bugging you, right? Turns are challenging for you, or complex patterns are challenging for you. Maybe you have an injury or something. So whatever's bugging you, just cover that super calm up front. Would you like to dance? Absolutely. Hey, I'm struggling with turns, so please keep it light, right? And so I think that's a great way.
Yeah, if I got really dizzy and I knew I couldn't.
Dizzy?
I know.
You would never get dizzy.
But if I did get dizzy and I wanted to still dance, I would make sure whoever asked me to dance, each person, I'd be like, hey, I'm so sorry, I'm having a problem with some spins. I'm getting dizzy really easily. So if we could just watch the spins, that'd be great.
Yep, and that's, let me cover this. If you are new-ish to the community, you are going to run into some ding-a-lings. There are going to be some people that kind of don't follow that. You're going to tell them, and it's going to seem like it went in one ear, out the other, right? So that's okay. That's okay. There's a few of those people around, no big deal. So don't stress if you run into one of those people. I think another thing that's also probably good, and this backtracks to number 2, which is get good fast, because if you're really good, you can dance with anyone. So we do want to level up our games, both as the leader and the follower. So keep track of your struggles, and then put some time and effort into fixing them. So if spins are a struggle, download one of our spins videos, get our spins and turns course, or go to your teacher and try to level up that part of your game, because that's going to expand the repertoire of what you're able to do. And then what was number 1? Hold on for dear life.
Yeah, just go with it. Get a little more limp than normal. If there is something that your leader's trying to get you to do, sometimes it's because they're off time or whatever else, on the wrong step, and you're on the wrong foot to do whatever they want. If you're not going to get hurt, just go with it. If you feel like you are going to get hurt, you can just kind of let go and say, I'm so sorry, I need to go sit down.
Yep, and not even sit down. Like, you could stop in the middle of the dance and say, hey, can you do me a favor and not try that again? That's bugging my whatever. So I think communication is, and you'll be surprised, it is received really well.
Oh, for sure.
From the leader's standpoint, probably the thing that freaks us out the most is when you dance with a high-level follower and they start wiggling around on us. Because
that's when you hold on for dear life.
Yeah.
It's way easier from the leader standpoint.
Yeah, from the leader standpoint, we're kind of controlling the patterns for the most part. And I'll give you some tips to not aggravate the followers. But don't be too stressed, because there's a lot of things that the followers can do. They're on time. They're having a good time with their own styling and stuff. and it might freak you out a little bit, but it shouldn't actually mess you up. You probably have a pretty capable person at the end of your hand. And if you feel in danger, like let's say you do have someone that's emulating all of those things of a high-level dancer, but they're not doing a good job at it, and they're
Like
pulling
they're trying
you.
to do a dip or
Yeah.
those little, whatever you want to call those.
Right, and so
drops.
they're not effectively dancing at a higher level. They're kind of poorly
Not
dancing.
effectively.
Yeah, ineffectively dancing at a high level. So it's the same thing. Like I have a bad back, so I will cover that right up front because it's definitely in the culture now with the athleticism West Coast swing with a lot of dips and ducks and tricks, and the followers will tend to throw themselves into it, and that's not great. I can do those moves functionally correctly, but I don't deal well with a bad back with having people throw themselves in, so I'll cover that right up front. Hey, I have a bad back, no dips, tricks, blah, blah, blah. That doesn't mean that I don't feel comfortable leading them. I just don't want the follower taking the liberty to throw themselves in, where if I had healthy back, I could catch it. So communicating on both sides. For the leaders, again, I like to level up every single dance, and I get this comment quite a bit when I dance with people. They almost don't realize that I'm good if they've never met me until much later in the dance, because I start real simple. Pushes, pass. I'm and inside turns and whips, so I'm kind of rating, is the follower good with these moves? Do they spin well? Are they staying on time? And then I'll level up. When I get to some of the more advanced patterns, let's say we miss it, right? I lead it, it doesn't work. I will try it again. And then after the second time, I'm immediately kind of monitoring the follower. Are they collapsing and they feel terrible about themselves? And I'm gonna take it right on me. Hey, I tried it again because I should be able to lead that. If it doesn't work after the second time, I'll abandon it. Or the follower will say, give me another try at it. And that gives me the liberty to try it one more time without the whole feeling going where I'm dancing above her head and creating an unleveled thing. So I think the biggest key is communication.
For sure.
Yep, monitor what it is that bugs you up front. Communicate that right up front. If you have to do it mid-dance, totally acceptable too. And then level up your game around the things that are struggling. If you have any specific struggles, shoot us a comment below.